Guys, please let's listen to this video. This man seems to know why marriages are crashing in the UK, in fact, abroad generally. So he kind of has some important points that he thinks is the reason. Let's just pay attention, then we'll come back to the video.
Conversation with someone, and we were talking about this whole idea of African couples doing 50-50 in the UK, like financially splitting everything down the middle, rent, bills, groceries, all of it. And I said to him, that's one of the quickest ways to lose your marriage, and I don't even mean that in the slightest way. So let's be honest, if you look closely, and I mean really closely, at most African marriages that have crashed here in the UK, finance was the silent killer. Whether anyone admits it or not, money was sitting at the core of that breakup. Because here's the truth, once respect begins to fade in a marriage, it's downhill from there. And one of the snakiest ways respect begins to slip is the 50-50 finance culture. Now, hold on, I'm not saying a woman shouldn't contribute, but what I'm saying is this. If you as a man are doing 50-50 on bills, but not 50-50 on everything else, like raising the kids, cooking, emotional labor, you're not doing 50-50 in the real sense of it. You are just outsourcing the parts you don't want and calling that equality. So let's say the running cost of your home is 3,000. A straight 50-50 means you both pay 1,500, right? Well, let me ask you, when last did you do 50-50 in the kitchen? Did you wake up at night with the crying baby? Do you even remember when the school uniform needs ironing or the kids' lunch needs to be packed? Because here's the reality. In most African households, that labor still falls on the woman. And it's unpaid, it's unnoticed, and definitely not split 50-50. And let's not pretend like African women are coming from a system where this was normal. Back home, growing up, how many dads were doing half the chores or splitting date night bills? Even as boyfriend, girlfriend. So now suddenly, because we're in the UK, you want her to adjust to a new system overnight. No, it doesn't work that way. So look, even if your wife earns the same as you, even if she earns more, it doesn't cancel your role as a provider. I'm not saying go broke to prove a point, but be strategic. If the bills are 3,000 and she offers to pay 1,500, you as a man should say, no babe, let me do 1,600, you do 1,400. That little difference, it matters. Because respect is not about being macho, It's about being sacrificial in the little ways that count. And let me say this as someone who's felt it firsthand. Cooking is hard. Kids are hard. Life in the UK is hard enough. So when a woman feels like she's carrying the weight of the home and also matching you pound for pound on bills, that builds quiet resentment. White women might have grown up with that structure, that's fine, but most African women didn't. They weren't socialized to see partnership like that. They saw the man leading sacrifice.
Okay, I think he made some valid points. But just what if the woman is the one earning more? Should the man still have to contribute more in the marriage? I don't really think that money is the reason why some marriages are crashing in the UK. Like, it's a contributing factor, but it may not really be the main reason. Okay, sometimes it is lack of affection towards your partner. Like, you start comparing your partner to other people out there. Lack of contentment with what you used to like before. You chose this your partner, but now you've seen other people around. You're not trying to see if you made the right choice. It's like you're telling yourself, maybe I made a mistake. That's actually what brings disrespect in marriage. I think when you no longer value or see, you know maybe, like, especially when one person starts to grow above, maybe career wise, one is sacrificing, the other one is pursuing their career, because definitely the person on the visa sponsorship will be thriving, while the other one sacrificing to take care of the kids, and also working, may not be really up there achieving everything that they want to achieve. So that could make you to start seeing less of the person that you once cherish. Okay, so money is important, but we should look at our heart and really tell ourselves the truth that people really change with time, but it depends on whether you're changing for the good or changing for better. There's a lot of also online information that is flying up and down now, teaching negative things everywhere. They are also a big contributing factors. Some, like, imagine your husband is listening to Gege University. Suddenly you will feel like all his things he has been doing was just a mistake. So who is feeding you is very important. Look for men that share positive information that build the home. Look for women or podcasts that share positive information that builds the home, not the one that will tell you, oh, you are making a mistake doing this, they are using you, and the brain is just wired to start reasoning any information that comes across it. So that is what I really think. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section.